really, you have to be driven by the story. But invariably, I think what one finds is that there are so many novels, even non-fiction books like the Anarchy, which is of course a historical account, that are screaming to be adapted for the screen because they're told so compellingly, they're so well researched. Time is right for the story to be told because there's a global reckoning when it comes to, like sort of colonization and what the world went through, where a bunch of countries up in Western Europe pretty much colonized most of the world as we know it. So I think it's going to be a story that both the former colonizers and the former colonies are both going to find, resonance in some way or the other. Also just the fact that it's so relevant when you talk about corporate takeovers of nations, right? And the concerns today around those practices, where you're telling a really relevant story. And thirdly, of course, it's got great character. So I think those are the reasons why I think it'll work really well, around the world. When it comes to the challenges, I'd say they're probably that how faithful do you stay to the text versus the sort of liberties that you take when you adapt something for the screen, because obviously they're two very different formats of storytelling. And it's important to not lose the essence of why you loved that material in the first place, while still not staying so true to it that you sub-optimize the way that that story is told audiovisually. So it's a delicate balance. Again, there's no right and wrong there. There's some very nuanced choices that you need to make. But I think if the director has a very clear vision and the writer, and therefore the writer has a clear vision of what needs to be done, then it is eminently doable. The source material is obviously so compelling to you. How do you adapt it?
So even as a producer, you have to...
You're involved in those decisions because you have to finally make the project happen.
Right.
So I think you're very involved with the author of the original work, with the director, with the writers, and bringing everyone together to be able to make it happen. On the Anarchy, we're well into the writing stage right now. So yeah, so we're in the throes of really bringing it to life. It'll take a while. I don't want to put a timeline to it because projects like this, which are projects that are really monumental in sheer scale and size, take the time they take. So I'm not comfortable putting a timeline to it now, but obviously we're working as hard as we can to make it happen soon. It's great. I mean, we were writing the obituary of cinema a year ago, and today everyone's writing paeans to the audiences are back in theatre. So it tells you how fickle narratives can be and how quickly things can change. I think it's a wonderful time for cinema, where pretty much everything from Jawan to Oppenheimer is working. So across the entire gamut of all kinds of movies. Hopefully the trend keeps going. And I think the answer to our audiences coming back is a definitive yes. They're back.